Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to another edition of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. I am Brad Bounds, filling in for Kelly Center one more time tonight as we have traveled south a little bit, down 98, back up 57 a little. We're in Greene County to bring you game number two between the Greene County Wildcats and the Sumrall Bobcats. Of course, Sumrall getting the win the other night, 5-3. And so they lead this series one game to none. And they'll see if they can't go ahead and wrap it up here tonight. As we're just about ready for first pitch. Braden Buffkin will be on the mound for Greene County tonight, and I would give you his stats, but I could not find any updated stats. It looks like after about game 11, they just quit putting the stats on there. So had some stats for them the other night, and come to find out those weren't updated. So we just will not worry with stats for Greene County tonight. And we are ready for baseball. Barrett Brazil, the center fielder, will lead it off for the Bobcats. Brazil comes in hitting .418 with one home run and 15 RBIs. In the game Tuesday night, Brazil went 1 for 3 and scored a couple of runs. He also got on base by base on balls, so doing his job in that leadoff position Tuesday night. See if he can do it again here tonight. As we are underway as that pitch misses outside. Brazil, Holloman, and Long will come to the plate for the Bobcats. A little bit inside, so the count goes 2-0. There's one right down the middle. And Buffkin gets a call on the count. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. That was swung on and hit foul over to our left. The count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch that Brazil thought about, but is able to check his swing, so he runs the count full. Trying to get the leadoff man on base here in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. So Buffkin will retire Brazil for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, Landon Holloman. Holloman hitting .402 on the season with a home run and 23 RBIs. Got that home run on Tuesday where Holloman went 2 for 2 with a homer, a double. Scored 3 runs and had 2 RBIs. So 2 for 2 on the night for Holloman as he falls behind in the count 0-1. Swung on and lifted high in the air. Buffkin looks like he's going to call for it, and he does and makes the catch just off the pitcher's mound. So 2 quick outs here for Buffkin and the Wildcats in the top of the first. And that'll bring up the catcher, Walker Long. Long, .423 hitter, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs. Long went 1 for 2 with an RBI in the game on Tuesday night. Buffkin starts him off with a strike. So on Tuesday night, the first 3 Sumrall batters got base hits. Not the case here tonight, as the first two have been retired, and now Long finds himself with a 1-1 count. Swung on and tapped foul over toward the Sumrall dugout, so Buffkin way ahead in the count with the ball and 2 strikes. One-two is lifted out towards center field. That's going to be Bryson Johnson, and Johnson is under it easy. And Buffkin gets the Bobcats to go 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. So no score for Sumrall. We'll be back. Greene County will have their first at bat. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat baseball. So Sumrall unable to get things going in the top of the first. And Greene County getting ready to take their swings. Jack Miller on the mound for Sumrall. Miller 4-1 on the year with a 2.10 ERA. He struck out 25, walked 16. Opponents hitting 210 against Miller. Sumrall got another outstanding performance out of Drew Davis on Tuesday night. Then Keaton Malden came in to shut the door. And looking for another good outing here tonight from Jack Miller. Colin Pipkins will stand in first for the Wildcats. Pipkins went 0 for 3 in the game Tuesday night. He did reach on a base on balls. He was also the losing pitcher in that game on Tuesday night. The sophomore Jack Miller ready to throw his first pitch. It's a breaking ball that I assume was high. That one swung on and lifted out toward left center. Brazil's coming over. He's going to make the catch. So easy out here to begin the bottom of the first. That'll bring up the center fielder Bryson Johnson. Johnson also went 0 for 3 on Tuesday night, but did reach base once on a base on balls. Miller doesn't get the call there. The count goes to 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner evens things up at a ball and a strike. That one misses high, so the count goes to 2-1. It looks like their student section is starting to filter in. We've got a barrel down there they're about to beat on. So that one's lifted. Foul over toward the right. Dubois comes over to make the catch. So that'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Philip Herring. Herring took the first pitch he saw on Tuesday night and hit it out of the park to get the scoring started for Greene County. That's the only hit he had on the night. It's officially he was 1 for 4 with a homer, an RBI, and a run scored. That breaking ball misses. Fastball a little low, so Herring ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Breaking ball that's lifted lazily out to center field. Brazil's going to camp under it. And he does, in fact, make the catch for the third out. So nothing doing for Greene County in their part of the first. Easy inning for both pitchers. As we've played one here in Greene County, there's no score between the Bobcats and the Wildcats. Get ready for action here in the top of the second. No score in the first inning for either team. Of course, Sumrall trying to win this game tonight and wrap this series up. They'll play the winner of Newton County and Pass Christian. Newton County leads that series 1-0. And if the information I got is correct, Stone and Purvis both have already wrapped up their series. And they advance, so they will play each other in the bottom half of that bracket. And Sumrall will get the winner of them if they're able to win this series and then the next one. As the Bobcats will send up Odom, Clinton, and Hawkins to try to get things going here in the top of the second inning. Odom steps in, a .343 hitter with 2 homers and 17 RBIs. As he drives that one out toward left field, and going back is Williams, still going back, and it's going to be off of his glove right at the fence. And so Odom will reach base. I'm waiting to see what the official score decides to give that. Couldn't tell if it hit the fence or off his glove. I think off his glove, but either way, Odom will stand at second with nobody out. That'll bring up the left fielder, Cade Clinton. Clinton hitting .375 with 5 homers and 35 RBIs on the season. Clinton 1 for 3 the other night with a couple of RBIs. And that one's down in the dirt, and it's going to get past the catcher, Jordan. Odom will move to third. So Sumrall has a man on third, nobody out here in the top of the second. Still haven't made a decision on that ball hit by Odom. I'm going to go ahead and give him a double. That pitch misses low, so the count goes to 2-0 on Clinton. Good pitch by Buffkin. 2 balls and 1 strike. The count to Cade Clinton. Good breaking ball on the outside part of the plate by Buffkin to even his count up at 2-2. That one misses outside, so the count goes 3-2. 3-2 pitch is a breaking ball that Clinton swings and misses. That's the first out of the inning, the second strikeout of the game for Buffkin. Buffkin has a lot of confidence in that breaking ball, throwing it there on a 3-2 count and able to get Clinton. That'll bring up the third baseman, Landon Hawkins. Hawkins, 256 hitter with 1 homer, 23 RBIs. Hawkins went 0 for 3 in the contest on Tuesday night. Odom led off the inning with a double to left center and was able to take third on a ball that was in the dirt that got past Jordan, the catcher. So Sumrall has potential first run of the game, not only 90 feet away. As quickly Hawkins jumps ahead 2-0. That one swung on and lifted out toward right. Barfield is going to have a play on it, but Odom is going to come in and he's going to score from third. So, in fact, the Bobcats do take a 1-0 lead. So, good job of hitting there by Landon Hawkins. They go down to the sacrifice fly in the right field. Second out of the inning, but he will get credited with an RBI. Sumrall has taken a 1-0 lead. Designated hitter Connor Walker stands in. Walker 0 for 3 on Tuesday night. He's hitting 279 on the season with a home run and 16 RBIs. One and one the count to Connor Walker. Breaking ball that stays outside, so the count goes to 2-1. That one misses inside, and Greene County crowd didn't think so. Count goes 3-1. 3-1 pitch is laced down the left field line, but that's going to land just foul. So Walker will come back and stand in with a full count. That one's lifted foul off to our left as well. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Sumrall has scored 1, leads us with 1-0. Again, Walker doing a good job of battling up there at the plate. Just fighting some pitches off till he finds one that he likes. And again, we'll do the 3-2. That one swung on and hit out toward second, but jumping and making the catch is Arrington, and that'll do it for Sumrall here in the top of the second. But they're able to get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors. They did leave 1 left on base. We've played an inning and a half. Sumrall on top of Greene County, 1-0. back here in Greene County as Sumrall able to put one on the board in the top of the second and lead this one by a score of 1-0. We'll have a minute, just mention a couple of our sponsors here. Diversified Forestry Management and Real South Hunting are just two of the sponsors that make this broadcast possible. We appreciate them and all of our sponsors. We're naming some other ones as the game continues. Miller was able to get the Wildcats in order in the first. They'll send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. That's Luke Barfield, Isaiah Jordan, and Landon Greene. Barfield 1 for 2 with a double on Tuesday night. He did score a run. Good breaking ball by Miller. In there for a called strike. So both these pitchers, Bufkin and Miller, showing off their breaking pitches tonight. That one misses low, so the count goes to 1-1. Going outside, so 2-1 to count to the Greene County right fielder. He thought about it. They're going to say he did not swing. The pitch was high, so the count goes to 3-1. Barfield got the count in his favor here. Just taps that one foul, and it's going to go roll back to the screen. So Miller has got it back to a full count. First batter here for Greene County in the top of the second, bottom of the second. That one misses low and outside. Barfield will draw a walk, the first walk issued on the night for Miller. That'll bring up the catcher, Isaiah Jordan. Jordan 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base on Tuesday. So Barfield, the leadoff man's at first. Jordan stands at the plate, shows bunt, and then pulls it back and slaps one foul over toward the Greene County dugout. Miller wheels and throws to Odom at first, but Barfield's back in easily. That one misses low and outside, so 1-1 the count to Jordan. Sumrall leads this one 1-0. Greene County has the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the second. Good breaking ball, but Jordan able to lay off of it. Works the count in his favor now to 2-1. 2-1 pitch is hit right back up the middle. That's going to get into center field for a base hit. Barfield will move to second. Jordan will be on at first base for the first hit of the night for the Wildcats. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Landon Greene. Greene 1 for 3 on Tuesday night. Did strike out once. So looks like we got a runner in for the catcher, Jordan. If I catch his number, I'll let you know who that is. Sumrall in a bunt defense. pitch been slowing out. They brought Holloman in just to the first base side of the mound and Hicks over on the shortstop side of second. Greene did not show any evidence of a bunt in that first pitch and doesn't here as that one's going to hit on the ground toward Odom. Odom throws to second to Hicks to get one out, and that's all that the Bobcats will be able to do. Did a good job getting the one on the play. Barfield advances to third. Greene will reach first on a fielder's choice. So that'll bring up the third baseman, Cole Helton. Helton was 0 for 3 in the game on Tuesday night. Wildcats trying to even this score up. Sumrall on top by a score of 1-0. First pitch swinging, and that's lifted foul off to the right. Miller stepped toward third. When he did, the runner, Greene, had taken off from first, but able to get back before Miller could throw over. Breaking ball, if they're going to say missed. One and one the count to Helton. Again, Miller steps toward third, and again, Greene was leaning toward second. He's not going, and that one's tapped foul right behind the plate. So Miller ahead 1-2. Big out right here if he can get this strikeout. Leave those runners right where they're at. Greene does take off, swing and a miss by Helton. So that will be the second out of the inning, the first strikeout of the game for Miller. So they do have 2 men in scoring position, but more importantly, 2 outs for Sumrall. That brings up the second baseman, Peyton Arrington. Arrington 1 for 3 with an RBI on Tuesday night. We'll see if Jack Miller can pitch his way out of this without surrendering a run. Good breaking ball that Arrington wants no part of. This is a little out, so the count even up at a ball and a strike. Another good breaking pitch, and Arrington just watches it. So quickly Miller ahead 1-2, and he is in fact 1 strike away from getting out of this without surrendering a run. And there it is, called strike 3. Arrington watches 3 strikes. So nothing doing for the Wildcats. They were able, they got no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors, and they left 2 men on base. We've played 2 complete. Sumrall on top, 1-0. Buffkin comes back out to begin his third inning of work. He'll have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Sumrall coming to the plate. Just another quick thank you to one of our sponsors, Stan Welber and American Graphics. Appreciate their support of Sumrall baseball. We'll go ahead and throw in another one, Watts Brothers Implements as well. Again, without their support, we couldn't bring you this broadcast. Tyson Hicks will stand in for his first at bat. Hicks a 233 hitter, no homers and 8 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 in the game on Tuesday. That one's tapped out toward Helton at third. He comes up with it. Strong throw across the diamond. Hicks is retired on the first pitch of the third inning. Hampton Baudouin will now stand in, the right fielder. He was 0 for 3 on Tuesday night. Comes in hitting .302. Couple of home runs and 23 RBIs. So I guess they're not going to keep up with the hits on the scoreboard. Greene County got a hit last inning. They didn't put it up there either. One and one the count. Swing and a miss, so Buffkin jumps ahead. A ball and 2 strikes. This is number 9 hitter here in Sumrall's lineup. Fouled off to our right, so he stays alive. Get a look at another 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, but Baudouin goes after it. It's about to go down as a strikeout, the second out of the inning, the third strikeout of the night for Buffkin. Barrett Brazil will stand in for his second at bat of the night and went down swinging back in the first. Shows bunt, then pulls back. That ball was low. One-0 pitch is hit on the ground out toward Pictus. Pictus is going to have it eat him up. It's got to go down as an error on the shortstop. First error of the night for this Greene County team. Brazil will reach first, and that extends the inning for Landon Holloman. Holloman popped out to the pitcher in his first at bat back in the first inning. Brazil 15 of 18 in stolen bases this year, and see if Coach Andy Davis will have him running with 2 outs. The first pitch is slapped foul by Holloman off to the left. Brazil does take off. Throw into second is not in time, so he will get credited with a stolen base, his 16th stolen base of the season. Puts the runner in scoring position now with these 2 outs. Looks like maybe that ball got a piece of Brazil as he was sliding in. Going to make sure that he's okay. He says that he is, so Landon Holloman with a chance, a base hit, a chance to extend this lead for Sumrall. But he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. That one misses outside. A good 2-strike pitch. The scoreboard shows 2 balls and a strike. It's actually one ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 misses outside. So Holloman's even this thing up at two balls and a strike. A single would more than likely play to run here for the Bobcats. Good breaking ball, and that one misses outside. So after having Holloman 0-2, Buffkins tried to get him to go fishing on 3 straight breaking balls that are just off the plate. Holloman has watched all 3 of them. Walker Long would bat if Holloman could reach. That one swung on and lifted out towards center. Johnson looking up, and it's going to hit off the wall. Holloman's going to go in to second base with a double. Brazil's going to score, and Sumrall has extended this lead to 2-0. And if you were watching the game Tuesday, Holloman in his first at bat hit one off the left field wall that had a chance to get out of the park. But in his last at bat, did hit a home run and just missed another home run there. So Holloman really swinging a hot bat right now. And Walker Long will indeed get a chance to bat. Long flew out to center in his only at bat. And that one's hit right back up the middle. Holloman's coming around third. Coach Davis is going to wave him in, and he's going to get in there easily, and Sumrall has added another one. So a good piece of hitting there by Long. He just rips a single up the middle. Holloman comes around to score. Sumrall doing all of this with 2 outs. First 2 batters of the inning were retired. And then Brazil reached on an error by the shortstop Pipkins. Holloman doubles off the left center field wall, and then Walker Long follows it with a single. So 2 runs scored, 3 hits. McNair comes in to run for Long at first. Leo Odom stands in and watches a breaking pitch. It's called a strike. Odom doubled in his first at bat to deep left center. McNair takes off towards second, and he's going to be in there with a stolen base. So McNair at second, 2 outs, and a base hit here would play yet another run. for Sumrall. That one's hit out towards second. Arrington fields it and throws over to Herring. And this inning has come to an end. But Sumrall able to pick up 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They did leave a man on base. We've played 2.5. Sumrall leads this one 3-0. Caleb Williams lead things off for Greene County here in the bottom of the third. Williams 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts in Tuesday's contest. Jack Miller enjoying a 3-0 lead at this point. First pitch to Williams fouled back into the net quickly. Miller jumps on top. No balls and a strike. Breaking ball that's down and out. Count evens up at 1-1. Two and one the count to Williams. No one outside, so top of the lineup awaits if Williams can reach. That one misses high, and in fact, he does. So Greene County has a leadoff man on here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up the shortstop, Colin Pipkins. Pipkins flew out to Brazil in center in his only at bat. Breaking ball is just outside. That was hit on the ground out toward Hicks. Hicks flips over to Holloman. Holloman's going to come back to Odom, but that's going to get past him. And so they're asking for interference by Williams. Sumrall coaching staff, they're going to go have a chat with the umpire to see whether or not they can get that call. But as it stands right now, Pipkins will be down at first. Williams retired on the ground ball. Credit or score Pipkins with a fielder's choice. So it looks like they are going to have some type of discussion at home plate. That's So whether or not there was interference by Caleb Williams at second. Sumrall's not going to get the benefit of the call. So Pipkins will be runner at first. Going to bring up the center fielder Bryson Johnson. Johnson flew out to right field in his only at bat. Breaking ball, as they say, stayed high. So 1-0 the count to Johnson. Throw over to first, but Pipkins able to get back in. That one misses high, so the count goes to 2-0. Big swing by Johnson. And a miss. The count is at 2-1. I don't know what. I'm assuming they must have called a balk, so it would be no pitch. Pipkins walks down to second base. I did not see the call, but I'm assuming that's what it is. So, in fact, the count will go back to 2-0. Now the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position with just one out. Slow pitch is lifted foul out toward right, but a lot of room over there, and Baudouin is able to put it away, and he comes up throwing to third, but good throw, but Pipkins is going to take third on that fly out. So there's 2 outs in the inning now, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Philip Herring. Herring flew out to center in his first at bat tonight. So Sumrall and Jack Miller trying to keep Greene County off the board. As that one's hit toward right field, and that's going to get through as Sumrall had a shift on. And Herring's going to reach with a 2-out single. That's going to score Pipkins. And Greene County has trimmed this lead to 3-2. Excuse me, 3-1. Luke Barfield will stand in. Barfield reached via a walk in the second inning. That one's lifted foul over the back of it. That's the danger you take when you play that shift, as Sumrall did, and left a big gap there on the right side of the infield, and Herring able to slap it through that hole for a 2-out RBI single. And that one's ripped down the left field line. That's going to be fair down into the corner. Herring rounds second. He's going to come to third because Chatham's going to hold him right there. And now Greene County has got the tying runs on base in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So we saw Miller get into a little situation there in the 2nd, but was able to pitch his way out of it. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd, not able to thus far. Isaiah Jordan will be your batter. Jordan singled in his only at bat tonight. In fact, into the last 2 batters until Herring singled and Barfield doubled, Jordan had the only hit of the night for Greene County. And now back-to-back hits here with 2 outs. We've got 2 runners in scoring position for Greene County, looking to tie this ball game up. Jordan ahead in the count, 1-0. That one swung on and hit down toward 3rd. That's going to be Hawkins. Hawkins comes up with it, throws in the dirt, but Odom does a good job digging it out on one hop, and the Bobcats able to get out of there, just giving up the 1 run. So officially 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 men left on base. We've played 3 complete. Sumrall on top, 3-1. Like here in Leaguesville, we get ready to begin the top of the 4th inning. So far, Sumrall's got 3 runs on 3 hits. Greene County countering with just 1 run on 3 hits. So 5, 6, and 7 due up for Sumrall here in the top of the 4th. That's Cade Clinton, Landon Hawkins, and Connor Walker. I want to thank Kids Campus Learning Center and Landry Lewis and Germany Architects, 2 more of our sponsors here for Sumrall Baseball. So they're playing a version of Come On Feel the Noise here. And it's not the Quiet Riot version from my days back in the 80s. Now, I know that Quiet Riot covered the song, I think by a group named Slade. I could be wrong. So that could be Slade's version there that they're playing. Either way, I like it. So we've got some light here in the press box. Appreciate that. I can actually see my scorecard now. Sumrall tries to add to this 3-1 lead. Cade Clinton will stand in. Clinton went down swinging back in the 2nd inning. First pitch is an off-speed pitch by Buffkin. Clinton swings right through. Buffkin's gone the distance so far. That one's in there for a called strike. Buffkin threw threes, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 3. 0-2 pitch is swung right through, so Clinton will go down swinging for the second time tonight, the first out of the inning, the 4th strikeout on the night for Braden Buffkin. That'll bring up the third baseman, Landon Hawkins. Hawkins got credited with a sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the second inning, so officially 0 for 1 on the night for Hawkins. There's another good off-speed pitch by Buffkin. He's throwing it on first pitch, and these Sumrall hitters just aren't expecting it. Fastball that must have missed off the edge. So 1-1 to count to Hawkins. That one swung on and hit down toward third. Helton kept it in front somehow. Looked like he turned his head on a hard hit ball, but able to field it and throw across the diamond to Herring for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs for the Wildcats here in the top of the 4th. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Connor Walker. Walker lined out to the second baseman, Arrington, back in the second, who made a good leaping catch on that ball that Walker hit in the second. There's a breaking ball swung on and hit down to Herring. He's going to field it and going to go to the base easy. So a quick inning for Buffkin, a quick inning for the Sumrall Bobcats as they go in order. 1, 2, 3. We've played 4.5. We still have a 3-1 score. Bobcats enjoying this lead. Getting ready to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Before we do, a big thank you to Spencer Nixon, Alpha Insurance, and Windburn Lawn and Maintenance, Lawn and Landscaping, Another couple of supporters of Sumrall baseball. Jack Miller has gone the distance thus far for the Bobcats, only giving up 1 run on 3 hits. He struck out 1 and walked 2 thus far. Landon Greene will stand in to lead things off for Greene County. Greene reached on a fielder's choice and his only at bat back in the second. Breaking ball misses low and outside for Miller. We're sneaking up on 1 hour in the books here as that one's lifted foul straight behind us. James moving right along. One didn't quite make it to the plate. The count goes to 2-1. 2-1 is slapped foul over toward third. Coach Nick Chatham making a play over there. I'm used to broadcasting Oak Grove. Coach Chris McCarl didn't even attempt to make a play over there. He just stands and watches it. 2-2 pitch is lifted foul off to our right. So we'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball I think the umpire gave up on a little bit too early. Looked good to me, but the count is going to run full 3-2. Miller doesn't want to walk his third man of the night. As that one's lifted foul again off to our right. So Landon Greene, the designated hitter, doing a good job of keeping this at-bat alive. Of course, Greene came in relief of Pipkins on Tuesday night through 3 strong innings. Another one that's lifted foul off to our right. Pipkins got tagged with that loss as he gave up 4 earned runs before he departed. Greene gave up the 1 run, the home run to Holloman. That one's tapped back up the middle. Speaking of Holloman, he's coming in, scoops it up and throws across the diamond to Odom for the first out of the inning. So good play there by Landon Holloman. Going to bring up the third baseman, Cole Helton. Helton went down swinging in the second inning. I know Landon's uncle, Tommy Woolbright, likes to think that he got those skills from him, but I remember Tommy playing. I guarantee you he got them from somebody else, not Tommy. Cole Helton will be your batter. As I said, he went down swinging his only at bat back in the second inning. Big swing by Helton, but Miller able to throw it right by him. That one misses out, so the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Two balls and a strike to Greene County third baseman. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That one swung on, hit high, but going to be out of play down the left field line, so the count evens back up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch just off the outside edge. Good spot for that pitch. Didn't get the call. See if Miller comes back to it. That one's lifted foul off to the left as well. So Greene extending this at bat. Blowing outside, so Greene will, that's Cole Helton. Helton will get on with a base on balls, the third one given up tonight for Jack Miller. Peyton Arrington, the second baseman, will step in. Arrington watched 3 pitches in his only at bat thus far. First pitch swinging, foul ball. Throw over to first, and Helton able to dive back in. Going outside, Arrington. The count goes to 1-1. That one swung on and hit out toward right field. It's going to get in for a base hit. Helton will stop at second. So Greene County has runners on first and second with just 1 out. The first hit of the night for Arrington, the fourth hit for the Wildcats. Caleb Williams, the left fielder, will stand in. Williams reached on a base on balls at his only at bat, so officially no at bats for Williams tonight. Has runners here on first and second with one out. He shows bunt, but misses the pitch, so count goes to 0-1. Chatham's thinking that Williams did not leave the bat out there, but I believe he did. And that's what the home plate umpire was discussing with him. See if they have Williams bunting again. They do not. That one is low and outside. The count goes to 1-1. Sumrall on top of this one, 3-1. Clinging to that lead, trying to keep it right here. 3-1 pitch is swung on and lifted foul. It's going to get out of play. Count will go to 1-2 on number 9 man. We said flip the lineup with Pipkins, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. Breaking ball misses out. 2-2 to Caleb Williams. Miller does not get that call on the outside corner, so the count will be full. With one out, though, you don't think Coach Chatham will put the runners in motion. The 3-2 pitch is low, so that will indeed load the bases. The second walk of the inning for Miller. The fourth one he's given up here tonight. That's going to get a visit to the mound. As the top of the lineup coming up for Greene County. Colin Pipkins officially tonight 0 for 2. He flew out to center, reached on a fielder's choice. Did come around to score the only run for the Greene County Wildcats tonight. Of course, if Sumrall wins this game, that will wrap this series up. They'll win it 2-0. If for some reason Greene County were to get the victory tonight, Game 3 would be tomorrow night in Sumrall at 7. Which I told you on Tuesday that Kelly Sander will be back with you tonight, and he's not. So I don't know who will be bringing you that broadcast tomorrow night. But if in fact they do play, guarantee you we will have it for you. So bases loaded. Sumrall setting up their defense. Pipkins stands in. The biggest threat the Wildcats have had thus far. The breaking ball misses inside. There is some action down in that bullpen for Sumrall. I can't see who that is. Right-hander down there throwing. A 1-0 is hit and swung on out towards center. That's Brazil. Brazil under it makes the catch. Tagging from third is Herring. He scores. The other two runners will stay put. So Pipkins will get credit for a sac fly and an RBI. A run scored. So they're one run closer now, 3-2. B.J. Johnson or Bryson Johnson will stand in with 2 outs, trying to tie this thing up with a base hit. He's flown out to right field twice tonight. His first pitch to him misses outside. 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Greene County. That one swung. Swung on and lifted out over the Sumrall dugout. So Johnson will step back in. And Miller has not gotten that outside corner call all night. I believe that takes the count to 2-1. Philip Herring, the big first baseman, stands on deck. Three and 1 the count to Johnson. So Miller in danger of walking his 3rd man of the inning. Would be his 5th on the game. In fact, he does, as that one's low and outside. So the bases will be loaded again for Greene County. There's no move being made from that Sumrall dugout as of yet. Odom will come in from first to try to encourage Miller. And if you're Greene County, this is the man you want up. Herring 1 for 2 on the night, a single and an RBI. A single here could give Greene County the lead. Breaking ball, good breaking ball that Herring swung right through. A good job by Miller, jumping ahead 0-1. Another breaking ball that Herring gets a piece of and hits foul off to the right. But Miller way ahead now with an 0-2 count. Biggest at-bat of this game so far. And let's see if Miller can win this battle. That one lifted out toward right. Would give him chase, but not going to be able to get there. So Miller looking to get Herring here and get out of this inning, with Sumrall still clinging to a 1-run lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted out towards center. Going back is Brazil, looking up. That's off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs have scored. Here comes Johnson from first. Play to the plate. He's going to get past the catcher. He scores. Herring going to 3rd. And so Herring has cleared the bases with a 2-out double. And Greene County has jumped out to a 5-3 lead. So officially credit Herring with a double and 2 RBIs. That actually they're going to go ahead and give him 3. But 4 runs have scored here in the bottom of the 4th, and Greene County has jumped to a lead. We've had a pitching change. We'll take a moment to get all these stats figured out. We'll be right back and tell you in fact who that is on the mound. back in Greene County as Carson Moon has come on in relief of Miller. Trying to get you Moon's stats really quick. Moon comes in with a 3.71 ERA, making his 9th appearance on the season. He struck out 25, walked 14. Opponents hitting 256 against Moon. So Jack Miller, we can't officially close the book on him as Herring is his responsibility down at third base. But so far, he's given up 5 runs on 5 hits. And as I said, Herring his responsibility down at third. So Luke Barfield comes to the plate. Barfield has walked and doubled. That one's hit right back up the middle. See if Holloman can get to it. He does. And throws across to Odom, and that'll do it. So Carson Moon able to come in and throw 1 pitch and get the out, but the damage has been done as Greene County puts 4 on the board on 3 hits. There were no errors. They left a man on base. We've played 4 complete. Greene County leads this one by a score of 5-3. You're watching Sumrall baseball. Back in Leaguesville, as we get ready to begin the top of the 5th, Braden Buffkin still on the mound for this Wildcat team. He's gone the distance thus far. Buffkin's given up 3 runs on 3 hits, and he struck out 4. So Miller walked 3 men in the last inning, and it came back to haunt the Bobcats. That's the big first baseman, Philip Herring. Almost hit a grand slam, but the ball comes off the wall for a 3-run double. See if Sumrall can bounce back here. They're going to send Hicks, Baudouin, and Brazil to the plate. Hicks grounded out to third, and his only at bat back in the 3rd. So again, if Sumrall can come back and win this game, the series would be over, and they would advance to the next round. But if for some reason Greene County holds on and wins, then Game 3 would be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock back in Sumrall. First pitch by Buffkin is in there for a called strike. That one catches the inside part of the plate, so quickly Buffkin ahead in the count. 0-2. Good job by Hicks, not going for that one. Keeps his bat alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one misses low, so the count evens up. at 2-2. Again, if my information is correct, Stone and Purvis each wrapped up their series and have advanced and will face each other in the third round. Sumrall, the winner of Sumrall and Greene County, will get the winner of Newton County and Pass Christian. Newton County leads that series 1-0. Of course, they're playing tonight as well. Full count now to Hicks. Bobcats just need base runners. And he's going to get one right there as Hicks does a good job after being down 0-2. Comes back and draws a walk. The first walk issued tonight by Buffkin. That'll bring up the right fielder, Hampton Bow Wang. He's 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. Shows bunt and does, but that one's foul outside the first base line. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Sumrall right fielder. Let's see if they're bunting again. He is. That one misses outside. Snap throw to first, and Hicks just gets back in. If Herring catches that ball, that's a very close play. One ball and one strike. It's the count. Bodwine does get the bunt down. Having trouble with it is Helton, the third baseman, and so everybody's going to be safe. We'll give him a hit. Barrett Brazil will stand in now. Brazil officially 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, reached on an error. Back in the third, he did score a run. So Sumrall got the top of the lineup of exactly what you want to do after Greene County put 4 up on the board. In the bottom of the fourth, he come back here in the top of the fifth and answer. And Brazil lays down a bunt. That is beautiful, but it's going to just roll foul down the third base line. I thought that was going to stop on the line. Really good try there by Barrett Brazil. First two men have reached here in the top of the fifth. A walk and a single. The first two Sumrall hitters. See if Coach Davis has Brazil swinging away here or if we are bunting again. Before the pitch can be thrown, Brazil calls timeout. Steps out. Brazil was looking to bunt again, but they're going to get a called strike on that breaking ball. So Brazil in an 0-2 hole. Not going to get the call on that outside corner. Buffkin and the Greene County faithful wanted it. consistently the umpire had been giving that outside corner the entire game. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Brazil. Breaking ball that's low. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Landon Holloman waits on deck. Holloman just missed a home run in his last at bat. Swing and a miss, so Brazil goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. First out of the inning, the 5th strikeout recorded by Buffkin. That'll bring up Landon Holloman. Before he can bat, we're getting a quick trip to the mound. Probably just discuss some defense, how they want to play him here, but while they're out there, let's give a shout out to a couple more sponsors, Parkwright Striping and Seal Coating and High and Tight Gentlemen's Club. Appreciate you guys being sponsors of the Sumrall Bobcats. Bobcats find themselves in a 2-run hole at the moment. They have runners 2 men on with just 1 out. And maybe the hottest hitting guy on your team at the plate in Holloman. Holloman 1 for 2 on the night. Of course, he went 2 for 2 the other night. So in these 2 games, Holloman officially 3 for 4. He scored 4 runs and he's got 3 RBIs in these 2 games combined. So in a position here, if he finds a gap to possibly tie this game up. First pitch misses low. That one's hit hard out toward Pipkins at short. Backhands, goes to second, but that's going to get past the second baseman. Coming around and scoring will be Hicks. Boudoir's going to go all the way to third. Holloman's going to get into second. And so we'll score that a fielder's choice and an error on the throw. But a run scores and Hicks. And now you've got the tying run on third, the possible go-ahead run on second. Walker Long stands in. Walker 1 for 2 on the night. A single and an RBI. First pitch is to him, low and outside. Long had a chance to, at minimum, tie this game up. If you tie it up with a fly ball to the outfield, could possibly take the lead with a single. It's a good pitch. That one splits the middle of the plate. Long finds himself in a 1-2 hole. First baseman Leo Odom would be next. Odom hit one off the wall back in the second. Long does a good job of keeping that alive. Fouling that one off. Sumrall trying to come back. Either tie or take the lead. Long stays with that breaking pitch and lifts it high in the air to left field. Williams is under it. Throw's going to come home, but it's going to be nowhere near in time. And with that sacrifice fly, Walker Long has tied the score at 5 apiece. Holloman's still down at second, so a base hit here by Odom could regain the lead for Sumrall. Odom, as I mentioned, 1 for 2 on the night. He's doubled and scored a run. Low and outside to the Sumrall first baseman. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike. One pitch with another breaking ball that kind of handcuffed him on the inside there. So 1-2 to count. And I would imagine you probably see another breaking ball here. So let's see if Buffkin tries to fool him and get a fastball by him. Has taken off from second is the runner Holloman. Holloman's in at third with a stolen base. So the go-ahead run now only 90 feet away from Sumrall. Odom steps back in. I believe the count is 2-2. Breaking ball is hit out toward Arrington at second, and he's going to stab that line drive, and that's going to do it for Sumrall. Sumrall comes back and adds 2 runs of their own. They scored 2 on 1 hit. There was an error, and they left a man on base. We've played 4.5. We're tied here in Greene County. We'll get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. So that will officially close the book on Jack Miller. Miller, 3.2 innings pitched. He struck out 1, walked 5, gave up 5 runs. All of those runs earned. Miller cannot get the win or the loss at this point. So Carson Moon becomes your pitcher of record. He's thrown 1 pitch in this inning, in this game thus far. Isaiah Jordan, the catcher, will stand in. Jordan 1 for 2 on the night, singled back in the 3rd and grounded out to the 3rd baseman. Single in the 2nd, grounded to the 3rd baseman in the 3rd. Swing and a miss so quickly. Jordan finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Jordan stays alive by tapping that one foul. Here's the 0-2 pitch. hit on the ground out toward Holloman. Holloman's up with it, throws across to Odom for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Landon Greene. Greene 0 for 2 on the night. He reached on a fielder's choice and stole a base, and he grounded out to the shortstop, Holloman, to begin that fourth inning, which ended up being a 4-run inning for Greene County. That was in there for a called strike. So Moon coming right after these batters. That one's hit foul over toward third. Good play, coach. So quickly, Greene in an 0-2 hole. Good breaking ball that just froze Greene. That'll be the second out of the inning, the first strikeout of the night for Carson Moon. That'll bring up the third baseman, Cole Hilton. Hilton 0 for 1 on the night. He struck out in the second, drew a base on balls in the fourth. Did come around to score the first of what would be 5 runs. First of what would be 4 runs put up by the Wildcats last inning. So that one kind of handcuffs him, but he's able to check his swing. That one's hit out toward Holloman. Oh, and it takes a wicked hop and gets over the head of Holloman. Tough luck there, as that will go down as a single. So with 2 outs, Helton reaches. That'll bring up the second baseman, Peyton Harrington. Harrington 1 for 2 on the night with a single and has scored a run. So it looked like that was going to be the third out of the inning, but the ball just takes an unfortunate hop. Harrington hits the first pitch right back to Moon. Moon's going to jog over and flip it to Odom, and so that'll do it. So nothing will come of that 2-out single by Helton. As officially, Greene County got no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. They left a man on base. We're through 5, and we're no closer to an ending than we were when we started. We're all tied up. You're watching Sumrall baseball. We get ready to play the top of the 6th inning. It looks like Malik Miller is going to come on and hit for Cade Clinton. Of course, Miller has been in the game as a courtesy runner thus far, but going to get his first at bat of this game and of this series. As now they are playing Quiet Riot. That's what confused me before when they played a Quiet Riot song and it wasn't Quiet Riot, and now they're playing them. So I don't know what, I'm just talking. So I don't know what who chooses the music here at Greene County. I like it, but I just don't like some of the versions they're playing. As we get ready to get this inning underway, we're all knotted up at 5 here through 5 innings. As I said, Malik Miller will hit in place of Cade Clinton. Miller's first at bat of the night, his first at bat of the series. He swings at the first pitch and taps it foul. Good breaking ball by Buffkin, who's still out there. He's gone the distance thus far for this Greene County team. If you're a believer in a pitch count, you don't like to see this, but it's do or die here for this Wildcat team as Miller turns on a breaking ball and lifts it foul off to the left. Miller has all kind of speed. In fact, he has not gotten caught trying to steal a base this year. So you'd like to see him get on here as that misses high. But Buffkin's still way ahead in the count, 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. I tell you what, Jordan was taking his time behind the plate. Miller took off running. He barely able to get him, but that's the first out of the inning. The 6th strikeout recorded by Buffkin in the game. That'll bring up Landon Hawkins, the third baseman. Hawkins hit a sacrifice fly and got credited with an RBI back in the 2nd. Grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. And he swings right through that pitch by Buffkin. Breaking ball, and that's going to go in and catch him. So Hawkins will reach, hit by a pitch. He represents the go-ahead run. And it looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter here. So it looks like Drew Davis will come on to bat for Connor Walker. Of course, Davis pitched the other night and did not bat for himself, but on the year, Davis hitting .312. No homers and 3 RBIs. So Davis on the hit for Walker. Hawkins down at first after being hit by a pitch. Buffkin throws over, but Hawkins back in easily. Sumrall wins. This series is over. Greene County wins. They're back in Sumrall tomorrow night. That one misses high. 1-0 the count to Davis. Swung on and driven out to left field, and that ball's carrying pretty good, but making the catch out there is Williams on the warning track. So Drew Davis put a charge into that one. But it'll just go down as a long out. And Tyson Hicks will be your batter. Hicks 0 for 1 on the night. He grounded out to the third baseman. He walked in the 5th and came around and scored. So Hawkins, your runner down at first. See if they don't put him in motion trying to get that runner in a scoring position. And if you're wondering, Landon Hawkins 15 for 15 stealing this year. He's not going, and that pitch is in there for a called strike. 1-1 to count to the Sumrall second baseman. Swing and a miss. The count goes to 1-2. Off-speed pitch. That's going to get Hicks, and that's going to do it for Sumrall here in the top of the sixth, as they're able to get no runs on no hits. There were no errors. They left one on base. We played 5.5. We're all tied at 5. Back here as we begin the bottom of the sixth inning, Caleb Williams will stand in. Williams officially no at-bats tonight as he's walked twice. He has scored a run. They appeal down to first to see if Williams went. They say he did not. Carson Moon on in relief of Jack Miller. That one's lifted out to center field by Williams, coming on strong as Brazil, but he's not going to get there. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 7th hit of the night for this Greene County team. The first hit for Williams, but more importantly, the go-ahead run on here. And that was the number 9 hole hitter for Greene County. So now you're back to the top of the order, Colin Pipkins. Pipkins officially 1 for 2. He flew out to center, reached on a fielder's choice and scored, and then hit a sacrifice fly, an RBI in his last at bat. Pitch by Moon misses outside, so Pipkins ahead in the count, 2-0. That was going to get over the first baseman Odom's head. Coming around second and going into third is Caleb Williams. And so Greene County will have runners on the corners here with nobody out. As Pipkins just drove that one into the ground and it bounced over the head of Odom. And Pipkins going to try to take second, but the umpire had called timeout. So Pipkins' first hit of the game, the 8th hit by this Greene County club. And Bryson Johnson will stand in. Johnson officially 0 for 2. He's flown out twice, reached on a walk, and scored a run. The potential go-ahead run for Greene County is only 90 feet away. I would imagine Pipkins will take off at some point. Try to keep him out of a double play as that pitch misses for Moon. It looks like Sumrall is set up to play for that double play. The infield does not come in. So willing to surrender the run if they can get 2 outs on a ground ball. And Johnson's going to hit that out to right field. Boudoir comes in, makes the catch. And it was hit so shallow nobody can advance. That's the good news. The bad news is Philip Herring stands in at the plate. Herring 2 for 3 on the night with 4 RBIs. He's got a single and a double, and of course he homered at Sumrall on Tuesday night. Let's see how the Bobcats want to play this. So we're trying to figure it out. Hawkins comes in to talk to Moon. Long's going to go out and have join the conversation as well. And if you're thinking just put him on base, well, Luke Barfield will be up next. Barfield hit a screaming line drive down the left field line back in the third for a double. So it may be just a matter of, just pitch careful. As Long keep looking over to that dugout. And they do, in fact, give an intentional walk to Philip Herring. And we'll see how that works out for the Bobcats. Of course, Herring has hurt you all night. And plus now what you've done is you've brought a force into play at any base. So really a good strategic move here by Coach Andy Davis and that staff. And let's see if it pays off. Cohen Wally will come in to run for Herring as Greene County has the bases loaded with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, trying to take a lead. Well, I mentioned earlier, Barfield officially 1 for 2. He walked in the second, doubled in the third, and then grounded out to short in the 4th. So the Bobcats would take a ground ball to short right here, and they could get out of this with a double play, and that's the defense that they are playing. As I said, they're not got the Luke Odom is in at first. Hawkins not on the grass at third. As the first pitch to Barfield misses, ball 1. You've got nowhere to put him. A walk would score the go-ahead run. Swing and a miss, and kind of a half-hearted swing there by Barfield. So 1 ball, 1 strike is your count. That one swung on and lifted out towards center field. That's going to be Brazil, but that's going to be plenty far enough to score the runner from third. And in fact, it does. And Greene County has taken a 6-5 lead. As Barfield will get credit for sacrifice fly and an RBI, a big RBI. They throw back to second, and they're going to pick the runner Wally off. So the pinch runner who'd come in, they kind of caught him sleeping. And a big, big play there by the Sumrall Bobcats to get that third out. Because they had a couple of men in scoring position there. You didn't want to leave them there with Isaiah Jordan coming to the plate. We're going to take one more quick break. Sumrall's got one more chance. They trail this one 6-5. back here in Greene County. Sumrall needs one to extend this game. Landon Greene has come in on the mound for Greene County. Greene pitched on Tuesday. And Greene actually threw the last 4 innings on Tuesday. Struck out a couple and walked one. Gave up 3 hits. Excuse me, pitched the last 3 innings on Tuesday, and he did not give up a hit. Looking at the wrong scorecard, he walked one, but did not give up a hit. And so Landon Greene trying to come in and force a game 3 tomorrow night in Sumrall. He's going to have to get Hampton Boudoir, Barrett Brazil, and Landon Holloman, 9-1 and 2, your scheduled hitters for Sumrall. Greene County got a big hit by their number 9 hole hitter. That right now is the difference in this score. He was able to come around and score last inning. And let's see if Sumrall can't do the same thing. Boudoir stands in 1 for 2 on the night. He struck out in the 3rd and singled in the 5th and did score a run. Came in tonight hitting .302. So not a bad guy to have in the 9 hole. Landon Greene trying to shut it down here for Greene County. First pitch misses low and outside. One-0 is low and out as well, so quickly. Boudoir's in front, 2-0. And if you're looking ahead, if he were to reach 9 for 9 on the year in stolen bases, don't know if you'd do that with the top of your order coming up. Really big at bat here, though, if he could reach and put the Bobcats in business. Two-0 pitch, high and tight. So Boudoir way ahead now, 3-0. Pipkins comes in to say a word of encouragement to his pitcher, Landon Greene. After Braden Buffkin had just thrown a phenomenal game. And he would get the win if this lead holds. Ball 4. So 4 straight pitches. Boudoir reaches. And they're coming to the mound. And it looks like that's all going to. Well, I thought that looked like all Landon Greene was going to get. It looked like he motioned for Colin Pipkins to come from shortstop in, but let's wait and see. Oh, does he? Greene on the mound. Baudouin will be your runner at first. Brazil will stand in at the plate. Brazil 0 for 3 on the night. He struck out twice, reached on an error. Does have a stolen base and a run scored. So we'll see if they'll let him swing away. Or we looking to bunt to move the man in scoring position. Brazil is swinging as that one's in there for a called strike. Now he shows bunt. And get off the base is Baudouin, but he slides back in underneath the tag. Herring went to tag him high on a snap throw down there by Jordan. And Greene County doesn't like it, but it was the right call. Make Coach Steve Cooley lose his hair. So Sumrall very fortunate that he's able to get back. A bunt is tried to be put down by Brazil. That's going to go foul. The count is 1-2 to the Sumrall center fielder. One-two pitch. And the coach can come out there and talk all he wants, and Landon Greene can be animated, but he has not called that outside corner all night long. And there's no reason for him to start here in the 7th inning. So neither team has gotten the benefit of that call. And I will say this, at least he's been consistent with it. So 2-2, the count on Brazil. Pitch is low, but Watt took off on and he gets into second base with his 10th stolen base of the year. So 10 for 10 as that was close. But he does go into second safely. Two and two would be the count to Brazil. So Sumrall has the tying run in scoring position on second. At the top of their lineup at bat. Brazil lifts that one foul off to the left. Third stolen base of the night for this Bobcat team. Two is in there for a called strike three. That catches the inside part of the plate. And Brazil is down for the third time on strikes tonight. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Landon Holloman. Holloman officially 1 for 3 with a double, run scored, an RBI. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. That one's hit on the ground towards second. Arrington is going to get past him. That's going to get into center field. Holloman's going to be at first. Coming around is Baudouin to score. And Sumrall has tied this game up at 6 apiece. Really hard hit ball by Holloman. I'm sure they will credit him with a single there. An RBI. And Sumrall has tied this game at 6 apiece. And still going. A runner on first. 1 out. Walker Long will stand in. Long 1 for 3. A single and 2 RBIs on the night. So Landon Holloman stays hot at the plate and has tied this game for Sumrall. He takes off on the first pitch. The throw down is not in time. And I tell you what, I don't know what the umpire was waiting to see. This Greene County crowd could not be more upset with him. As Holloman steals his second base of the night. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position with just 1 out. Walker Long standing at the plate. Breaking ball that is just hammered out to center field. That's going to be over the head of Johnson all the way to the wall. Holloman's going to score easy. Long's going to come into second with an RBI double. And I tell you, the Greene County pitchers went to the well once too often as they've just floated breaking balls in there all night. And Walker Long said, no, sir. He waited on it and drove it out to center field over the head of Johnson. And Sumrall, after giving up a lead in the bottom of the 6th, has come back to take the lead as Walker Long gets his second hit of the night. And RBI number 3. And Leo Odom will stand in. That one misses high and outside. Two and 0 the count to the Sumrall first baseman. Sumrall on top, 7-6. Have an insurance run out there at second base in scoring position. That one goes past the catcher on a wild pitch. I didn't get who that is running for Long out at third, but run number 8 now is 90 feet away, and it would give Sumrall a 2-run lead going to the last half of the 7th if they can plate this run. Infield pulled in for Greene County, but Odom watches it low. So he's on with a base on balls. And now re-entering the game is Cade Clinton. Malik Miller had hit last time in his spot, but Clinton comes back in to hit now with runners on first and third. Just 1 out. Sumrall has reclaimed the lead 7-6. First pitch to Clinton's in there for a called strike. That one slapped in the right field, base hit. Good job of hitting by Clinton, and the right fielder's having a little trouble with it, but keeps it in front. Runner will come across to score. Credit Clinton with an RBI single. Sumrall now has a 2-run lead. So good job of hitting there by Cade Clinton. As Greene County's infield wants to get together and talk a little bit. They came into this inning with a 1-run lead. Now find themselves down 2. see if Coach Chatham stays with Landon Greene or not. He's walked out to the home plate umpire to initiate some type of change. Don't know what that was all about, but Greene will stay in there. Sumrall has runners on first and second, still just one out. 3 runs have scored here in the top of the 7th. Landon Hawkins is your batter. Hawkins officially 0 for 1 on the night. He's got a sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the 2nd, grounded to 3rd, back in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 6th. As that one's lifted out toward right field, and that's going to fall fair. Just inside the line, coming around from 2nd is Odom. He's going to score. Hawkins gets an RBI single on Sumrall now. It's just opening the floodgates. Well, first hit of the night for Hawkins, his 2nd RBI. Sumrall now leads this one by a score of 9-6. Clinton takes 3rd. Hawkins, your base runner at 1st, and that brings up Drew Davis. Davis, who entered the game last inning for Connor Walker, watches a called strike. The runner takes off from 1st, and he's going to go into 2nd base easy. Stolen base number 4 on the night for Sumrall. 3 in this inning alone. Lifted out toward right field. Barfield's over there. He makes the catch, but tagging and scoring is Odom. So is Clinton. So Sumrall adds yet another run, as Davis will get credited for the sacrifice fly and an RBI. Now with 2 outs, it looks like Braylon Harrison stands in for Sumrall. He's hitting for Tyson Hicks. That ball is low, but Jordan does a good job keeping it in front. Sumrall, this is the 9th man to come to the plate for the Bobcats this inning. That one misses low as well, and trying to throw down and catch Hawkins there, but unable to do so. 2-0 the count to Harrison, who's hitting for Tyson Hicks. Off-speed pitch that's there, and Hawkins trying to draw a throw, and does. But gets back in safely, as that's twice he's been hit with a baseball, now diving back into the base. That one's popped up. Jordan coming up under it and cannot make the play in foul territory. So Harrison going to get another shot. As Jordan elected to keep the mask on. He did everything right, but left his mask on. Turns back to the infield. Everything as a catcher, but need to get rid of that mask. Unable to make that play, so Harrison will get another shot. Again, the 9th Bobcat to come to the plate this inning. As he's going to go down looking on a called strike 3. And that'll do it for Sumrall, but as I said, they send 9 men to the plate. They're able to score 5 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors. They did leave a man on base. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Sumrall on top of this one, 10-6. As we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning, as I mentioned earlier, Braden Buffkin just threw a heck of a game for Greene County and left with the lead. Landon Greene came in and promptly gave up 5 runs there in the 7th inning. Sumrall entered that inning down 6-5, come out of their half of the 7th with a 10-6 lead and are 3 outs away from wrapping this series up. Again, the winner of this series will face the winner of Newton County and Pass Christian, who were playing again tonight. Newton County led that series 1-0. That would be your next round, and then Stone and Purvis have already advanced in the bottom half of that bracket. So they will be playing to go for a berth in the state championship. Sumrall looking to do the advance right here to the semifinals. Quarterfinals, I should say. Jordan, Greene, and Helton will be your batters. Isaiah Jordan 1 for 3 officially on the night. He singled in the 2nd. That one's hit out toward Holloman. Holloman backhands it, throws to Odom, and that'll do. 1 quick out for the Bobcats, who find themselves 2 outs away now for extending their season and ending the season for Greene County. Landon Greene, the pitcher, will stand in. Greene 0 for 3 on the night. He did reach on a fielder's choice and stole a base back in the 2nd. That one swung on and hit out towards 2nd. Keeping it in front is Higgs, but he can't pick it up. So Greene will reach on what will be ruled an error on Higgs. And that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Cole Helton. Helton 1 for 2 on the night with a walk, a run scored, and a single. So looked like Sumrall was going to get 2 quick outs, but the ball kind of ate Hicks up a little bit. You don't want to give Greene County base runners, you don't want them to get around to the top of their order. If that one misses outside, 1-0 the count on Helton. I don't know where that missed, to be quite honest with you. I have no idea where that missed. 2-0. Helton stands back in. Same pitch, different result. 2 balls and a strike. A runner on first really means nothing to Sumrall. Just concentrate on the batters. That one misses low. The count goes to 3-1. You don't want to give them base runners here. Make Helton beat you by swinging the bat. That one misses outside, ball 4. And so now, after a quick out, Greene County has 2 men on. That'll bring up the 2nd baseman, Peyton Arrington. Arrington 1 for 3 on the night. He singled in the 4th and scored a run. If Arrington reaches then the potential tying run would come to the plate. Lifted out toward right. Goodwin is going over into foul territory. He makes the catch. Tagging is Landon Greene from second. So he will take third. Or if you're Sumrall, you'll take the out. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th. And the only thing standing in the way of Sumrall winning this series is Caleb Williams, the left fielder. Williams officially 1 for 1 on the night. He's walked twice and singled. He scored a couple of runs. The top of the lineup would be up if Williams could reach. First pitch to Williams, misses high. That was in there for a called strike. That one misses. The count goes to 2-1. Moon trying to finish this game up for Sumrall. And he's 1 strike away from doing that. 2-2 the count on Caleb Williams. Here comes that 2-2 pitch. And he fouls it back, so we'll do it again. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. That's strike 3, out number 3, and that'll do it for the Wildcats, as Sumrall puts up 5 in the top of the 7th inning after trailing 1 entering the inning to grab a 10-6 lead. So that will put a wrap on this series as Sumrall wins it 2-0. I don't have a Newton County Pass Christian score for tonight. If Newton County were to win that game, then that's who Sumrall would face in the next round. That game coming on Tuesday, May the 9th. Thank you so much for listening to us tonight. I'm glad I was able to be here with you again. Kelly Sanders should be back in the saddle next week. But as I said, I enjoy bringing this ball game to you tonight. So I'm Brad Bounds saying good night from Greene County.